Okay, everyone, it's time for the best time of the day, the time when we play Deus Ex.
I've got work to do.
Yes, and so do we. So, when we last left off, we had just spoken to Joseph Manderly, who is our boss. Let's see, what else does he
Come
have?
back when you've seen Carter and Reyes.
Yeah, so we'll go see Carter and Reyes, but first let's look around here. Here is a book on UNATCO and the future. Here's a newspaper.
The Med Center and Armory are on level 3.
I'm aware of this, sir. Thank you. Boot camp for Betty. Madison High School Junior Betty Souza will spend the semester at... Okay,
The Med Center and Armory are on level 3.
I think this might be... kind of the usual commentary on how people overreact to...
The Med Center and Armory are on level 3.
How people react to youthful rebellion. Take that for what you will. So, let's see, over here we have a flag of the United Nations.
The Med Center and Armory are on level 3.
Shut up, sir, please. Here is a soda can. We can just lift that. Here is a book.
Grow up, JC.
Yeah, I mean, again, he complains if we start...
Got work to do.
If we interact with the stuff on his desk.
You'll behave like a professional. That's an order. Grow up, JC. Grow up, JC.
I think
That's enough, Agent.
he also says...
Grow up, JC.
I think he also says, you think that's funny? Or something like that, but,
I've got work to do.
So there's this thing here embedded into the wall here, and on the left there's a control panel with a button you can push. But right now it says no new messages.
I've got work to do.
And the light toggles between yellow and red. Well, we don't know what that's about yet, but maybe we'll find out a bit later. Here's another book about UNATCO and the police. Did we already read this? I can't keep track of all these UNATCO and the some things that we've been reading. Anyway, and there's not much really else here in this office.
Work to do.
Back here is a personal bathroom. And there's really, as far as I know, there's really nothing here. It's really just...
The Med Center and Armory are on level 3.
He speaks to us even through the door. So, I mean, we can lift this candy bar. It's not really worth much. I mean, you can get a couple of health points from it, but it's not really worth it. But who cares? But, I mean, everything works here. You can turn the water on and off. You can use the urinal and the toilet. They do both flush. And you can pick up this trash can and toss it around, but it's not really much point to doing so. And yes, you're probably wondering, can you start using his computer and checking his emails?
The Med Center and Armory are on level 3.
Yes, you can. You can...
You'll behave like a professional. That's an order.
You can start using his computer right here in front of him. You can put in his login and password right before his eyes. And I don't think he says anything else. He complains when you interact with the stuff, but otherwise he doesn't do anything. So we can do that here, but let's go ahead and retreat to our office for a second because it should also work there. So I'm going to leave Manderly and his secretary here behind just for a second because I'm tired of Manderly trying to talk to me while I'm trying to talk to you folks. So let's just come in here to our office for a second, and we can't actually sit down. If we try to interact with the chair, JC, being the serious professional that he is, picks up the chair. He doesn't apparently know how to sit in a chair, so let's just ignore the chair. We can use our computer here, and because it's, it's an internal network, a LAN, we can actually log into many people's email accounts from here as long as we have the password. Now, I'm going to log into a couple of accounts for which we don't have the passwords yet. It's not much of a spoiler. There's really, the text in here is just flavor text. It's not going to spoil any details of the plot. We're not supposed to have the passwords just yet, but I think we'll get most of them soon anyway. And I just want to be able to read these pieces of kind of flavor text now while we have the chance so we can be aware of them. So I'm going to go ahead and first log in as Gunther Hermann. His password is none other than Zeitgeist, which is a wonderful word, actually. It's a great word used as a loan word in English. And by the way, loan word, the English word loan word, is also a loan word from German, from Lehnwort. Anyway, So this is Gunther's email. We saw it before, but now we can read it without having to rush. So here's an email from Joseph Manderly to Gunther, and he CC'd Anna Navarra regarding a skull gun, not a skull. I think this is supposed to be a skull gun, but anyway. So here we see Gunther's original message. Might I suggest again a skull gun for my head? Yesterday in Battery Park, some scum we all know pushes smack for NSF gets jumpy and draws. I take 2 22s, one in flesh, one in augs before I can get out that damn assault gun. If I could kill just by thought, it would be better. Is it my job to be human target practice backstop? For those of you who don't know about different calibers of firearms and things like that, 22 is basically the smallest bullet size that's in practical use. It's so small that very often you can shoot somebody point blank with a 22 and they will not. I'm not saying it won't hurt. I mean, people could get killed from it, but more often it will be like a flesh wound than a fatal injury or something like that. They're pretty. They're actually. If you shoot somebody in the head with a 22, it's more likely to just bounce off their skull than actually go through the skull. I'm not saying that you shouldn't consider it a toy. I'm not saying that not saying the 22s are toys. You can seriously hurt somebody with them, but they're not. They're so small and low power that they're not really. Especially a guy like Gunther. I think a big, powerful guy like Gunther could probably take them and not. Well, it's probably why he's not making such a big deal out of it. It's why they're treating it as a minor incident and not as a murder attempt, which. Which normally somebody pulling a gun on somebody would be, or shooting at somebody with a gun would be. But anyway, this idea of a skull gun, I just want to interject. I believe this idea is taken from a Neil Stephenson book. There was a character early on in some Neil Stephenson novel. I think it was Diamond Age. Pretty sure it was not Snow Crash. It was one of Neil Stephenson's lesser-known works. I think it was Diamond Age, where there was some guy who had a skull gun, but I think he didn't last long in that book. I think he was a minor character who just kind of served to introduce the book, but then the book went somewhere else with that. Anyway, so, Jay Manderly replies, I have personally forwarded your request to appropriations. Upgrading our combat readiness is an ongoing priority. Speaking of which, you certainly made the best of a difficult situation yesterday. We applaud your courage. Thank you for living to work another day, Gunther. We need more agents like you. JM. All right, and here's a this is the same email that we saw from Jaime Reyes before. He sent it to everyone. I guess this was a mass mail sent to all employees in the office. So we've seen this already. And then Jay Manderly. And this as well. I think we saw this already, didn't we? Johnny Poo Poo Pants will be joining us today. All right. Okay, so that's Gunther's emails. Let's see, whom else do we have? Yes, let's read Jay Manderly's emails. We could just as easily have done this right in front of him on his own computer, but besides the comedy value of that, I just got tired of him talking to us, so let's go ahead and log in. Yes, here's an email from, it's the same email. This is just here we're seeing the original email from Gunther to Jay Manderly with Anna Navarra and CC. And then, WS. Web services? Windows services? Web server? Our little experiment. I don't see Gunther in CC on this, but maybe I think this actually this seems to only show 2 people at a time. So if there are more than 2 people who receive the email, then it won't show them for some reason. But anyway, obviously Gunther got this as well. Our little experiment should be arriving soon. Clear it for domination 5F ops as soon as possible, but proceed with caution. This is a clearance level, so basically this is clearance level 5, I guess. We have serious concerns about the primary unit and would like to avoid any potential contamination. What is that all about? Well, we know what it's about already, but we know what this is about, but I mean, who is WS? Okay, let's see. Whom else do we have? Oh yes, Janice Reed is Manderly's secretary. I don't think she has any highly classified emails because she's just, well, just a secretary. Secretaries often have access to classified information, but let's see. Janice Reed's password is red shoes. Okay, she has only one email, and this is actually a mass mail to the Free Enterprise mailing list. So it's not specifically addressed to Janice Reed, but it's in response to somebody named Michelle who wrote, I just read the government regulators have nationalized the third airline this year, and the story was buried on the 6th page of the Times. No one seems to care that Uncle Sam is gradually taking control of every means of public transportation. The FAA claims that the airline's management botched the safety records. Lies! Lies! Have any of these records been made public? Do they even exist? Rule by executive order is now the norm. Goodbye, due process. An anonymous person responds. Interesting that... I think they could have covered their tracks a little better considering that it's from an anonymous person at UNATCO. What you have to remember is that we, the people, are members of a republic, and you must learn to trust those that you choose to represent you. The government is not a heartless machine running our lives. It is comprised of people just like you who deserve our trust and respect. This is an interesting point. Now, obviously in the game, it's not neutral because it's coming from somebody who works for UNATCO, so it's basically somebody who works for the government. But it's an interesting point. I hear a lot of people talking about how they're against the government and more freedom and stuff like that. And yeah, you know, the government interferes in our lives a lot, but we get benefits from that. I mean, would you want to live in a world without a government, without some kind of administration? I don't know. It goes both ways. It's kind of like the police. Some people talk about how they don't like the police, but would you really want to live in a place where there is no law enforcement? That's another big question that could be discussed, but let's go ahead and leave that for now. Whom else do we have? I have the password for Anna Navarra, but I don't think we can access her email account from here for some reason. We need to do that from her computer. So, okay, let's go ahead and actually back out of this and continue on. So I think we've finished off. I think we've seen everything there is to see on this level for now. Let's go ahead and over here. This appears to be a painting of a horse-drawn carriage in front of a shop. Okay, anyway, so here are the stairs down to level 3. So let's go ahead and head down the stairs and see what we can find here. So, that sound that you hear is this vacuuming robot, which is basically a Roomba. The game calls it a cleaner bot, but yeah, it's basically a Roomba. Actually, I'm just wondering now, did Roombas predate this game, or did this game predate Roombas, in which case you could make a serious case that this game may have actually inspired Roombas to some degree. Not sure. Anyway, over here there's not much. Some furniture, a water cooler. I don't think there's anything hidden behind the furniture here or anything like that. Here's a...
Well, that was a close one up there.
Here's a UNATCO trooper just walking around. He doesn't have much to say.
I don't like getting shot at. Not one bit.
I don't think there are many people who enjoy getting shot at, sir.
Thank God my shift is almost over.
Amen to that. Alright. Here's the men's restroom. There's not really much to see here. There is a pack of cigarettes down there, but cigarettes are pretty much useless in this game. They really don't do anything. In fact, they take away your health. I hear water. Why do I hear water? Anyway, so there's the men's room, and here's the ladies' room. Now, there's nothing productive that we can do in here, but I want to go inside just because.
How unprofessional.
One thing I like is that when... It's a small touch, but it always strikes me every time. When you first encounter a character for the very first time in the game, it usually just shows their title.
Expecting a show?
No, I just came here to see you, but I'm not expecting you to put on a show for me, ma'am. If you noticed, when we first saw this woman, she, the little title...
Don't think I won't report this.
I believe you. The title there said admin, but after we spoke to her once, it changed to Shannon. Now, we never actually ask these people their names.
Expecting a show.
JC never says, hi, what's your name? But just somehow he manages to divine their name after speaking to them once. She went from being admin to Shannon, so yeah. There's also...
Don't think I won't report this.
Yeah, okay. There's also nothing really special here. I mean, it's a ladies' room. I think the only difference is, besides that there are no urinals, I think the difference is the plant, because I don't think there was a... Hold on.
Don't think I won't report this.
I don't think there was a plant... Yeah, the guys' room doesn't have a plant on the sink, so a little decorative touch there for the ladies. But otherwise, there's no big difference. But I did that for a reason, which we'll see later. Anyway, let me just come down here real quick. Over this way is Sam Carter. He is basically the quartermaster. He's the guy who gives out weapons. This is basically just the weapons storeroom. Let's check in with him later. This is the office of Gunther and Anna. And Gunther is, I think, still walking around in the break room upstairs. Here Anna is sitting at her desk. Let's quickly check what's in here. Clay pot, trophy cup, cigarettes, darts. I might as well take the darts even though I'll never use them. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have them on me. Here is a utility push cart. You can indeed... You can push it around like that, but you can also pick it up and toss it. Funnily enough, even though it seems to roll pretty well, it does not roll if you throw it. It only rolls if you push it. But if you throw it, it just somehow stays rooted to the place where you threw it. I don't know why there's a chair just sitting here in the middle of the floor there where it's... I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know what this is a blueprint of. It looks like a... Oh, I think this is that assault rifle, which becomes common later in the game. All right.
I have to prepare for the mission.
Yeah, so here's Anna. And she says she's preparing, but she's not really doing anything. You might think that she's using the computer, but the computer's actually not logged in.
I am not going to hold your hand. You have your orders.
Yes, I do.
I have to prepare for the mission.
Конечно, пожалуйста. Okay, let's go ahead and use her computer.
I refuse to babysit a grown man.
And once again, while Anna's sitting there in front of her logged out computer, we can just go ahead and log into her account. Why not? So Anna's password is PC or Scry. I don't know. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Don't ask me. Maybe somebody can figure it out. So Anna has 5 emails. This is the one from Gunther. We've already seen this one about the skull gun. This is Manderly's reply about the skull gun. But here's an email we haven't seen before because this is one that Gunther sent only to Anna. It's about dinosaurs. See, what do I tell you? Manderly will be happy to have the garbage truck take me back to Deutschland. Now, especially with the new nano-aug already arriving. We are the old computers the Americans call dinosaurs. See if I ever get a skull gun at all. I think they're overdoing Gunther's being German just a little bit. I mean, I realize he is German, okay, but even Germans, when they're speaking in English, they say Germany and not Deutschland. I mean, yet, of course, it's called Deutschland in German, but Germans know enough English to be able to say Germany. And as people have observed, Gunther's English is actually not that bad. He writes very poorly, and I think that's more a factor of his mechanical augmentations interfering with his manual dexterity. But his English is not that bad. It's just he doesn't write well, but he speaks a lot better. Anyway, this is that mass mail which we've already seen, and this is another mass mail which we've already seen. So we can go ahead and leave that. Back here is a newspaper. Mass grave in Brooklyn. Okay, that's pretty grim. More cigarettes and a bioelectric cell, which I'll go ahead and pick up because even though we don't need it now, we will be able to make use of those later in the game. And this here is a kind of a prison holding area. Let me just lift this soda. Nothing under the table. Here are a couple of troopers walking around.
Way to go, sir.
Thank you, sir. And there's not much really we can see here. If you look in the cells, you can see, well, he's behind the... Yeah, there we go. Some NSF guys who've been taken prisoner. Is there one on this side as well? I don't see one. Maybe there, I don't know. I don't know if there is one here or not. I don't think there is. Okay. But yeah, there's nothing to do here. It's just a prison holding cell area, so... Okay, let's go ahead and meet a couple of new people. I'll leave Sam Carter for last. I don't know why. I just always feel like Sam Carter is the logical last person to meet here because he's the guy who actually gives you gear for the mission. But the other people whom we meet here, don't really prepare you for the mission, but they're more like debriefing from the mission.
I didn't know we'd be fighting a war.
Well, life is a war, sir. Alright, so over here we have the medical bay, which of course is the office of Jaime Reyes. And over here we have the UNATCO Computer Ops, which is the domain of Alex Jacobson, whom we have... actually, both of these people are people whom we've...
Thank God my shift is almost over.
Both of these are people whom we've only seen through that info link as of yet, but now we're going to see them in person, face-to-face. So let's go ahead and... hold on, sorry, my game froze up for just a second because I tabbed out of the window, but I think it should be coming back shortly, I hope. Come on, game, don't crash on me. There we go. Okay. So, where was I? Right. So let's go ahead and meet Jaime Reyes first. Why not? There we go. 50 points just for walking into his office. So while we're here, before we talk to Jaime, let's take a look around. Let's grab some soda. Here is a data cube. This just tells us about the medical bot. You can read it if you want, but basically it's just what we already know. The bots can heal you and install augs. It's pretty much all you need to know. Although this is from Janine's Bots, which is probably a parody of the Jane's intelligence services, which report on military hardware and things like that. Here's a book. Nano-augmentation guidelines. Oh, this actually lists... This is actually a list of all the nano-augmentations in the game. I think this is all of them. Is that all of them? It's certainly most of them, if it's not all of them. So, okay. Fine. Here's a bot. Here's a bot that we can use. Is there anything else here? No, there's 2 surgery tables with nothing. Yeah, there's nothing else here. Let's go ahead and use the bot now. Why not? So, I'll talk about the augs in a second. First, let's get healed up. So we didn't get too badly beaten up in the first mission, considering that I didn't really use any tactics and just kind of wildly ran up to everyone. But let's go ahead and we can just say heal all. The medbot can heal up to 300 health units, so if you actually have taken more than 300 units of damage, you have to wait 60 seconds to be able to use it again, but we're fully healed now. So, augmentations. Boy. Like I said, these augmentations are always a binary choice. For each augmentation canister, you have to choose between one or the other, and you can never go back. Once you make that choice, you're stuck with it for the rest of the game. So, when I'm playing by myself, I usually go for the combat strength, and all that this really does is just, as you can probably guess, it increases your melee combat strength. So basically, whenever you hit somebody with anything, this increases the damage that it does. And that's just because I tend to use melee weapons a lot because they save on ammunition, obviously. But for this Let's Play, the microfibril muscle, basically it allows you to lift heavier objects than you could normally lift. Now, this is also not very useful, but I think there are some situations in the game where there might be some kind of secret or something like that, where it's useful to be able to lift a heavy object out of the way. So, just for the purposes of this Let's Play, because I don't want to miss anything, I'm going to go ahead and use this for the Let's Play. This has no exploratory benefit. This just basically makes you deadlier in combat. But we're already fairly deadly in combat. I mean, we can already whack somebody over the head twice with a crowbar, and that usually knocks them out. So, actually, I think hitting them once would probably knock them out if we snuck up on them. We're just not good at sneaking up on people. So, some people say that snuck isn't a word, so insert sneaked if you prefer. I'll go ahead and use this. I'll say, yeah, microfibril muscle, why not? Let's go ahead and install that, and we'll use that for this Let's Play. The robot made a small motion. The robot made an almost imperceptible motion, which represented the installation of this augmentation. So there we go. That is our arms augmentation. It is at level 1, as you can see. So augmentations can go, all augmentations, or most augmentations in the game, can be from level 1 to level 4. And they start off at level 1, and then you can get upgrade canisters for them that upgrade them to later levels. So we're at level 1 now, and maybe we'll find upgrades to upgrade that later. But if we do, I don't know if I'll upgrade this aug. By the time we find some upgrades, we might have other augs that I want to upgrade. We'll see. Anyway, so there we go. We're done with that robot for now. Let's go ahead and move on. What else do we have here? Back here we have... This is the path to level 4, which is secured. Yeah, we don't have access to this area yet. It's a restricted area. I wonder what's behind there. Well, we might find out later. But yeah, for now we don't have any access to that area. Oh, and there's Jaime. Let's see. Let me just check what's out here. We've already seen this area. This is the entry hall. Is this guy dead? Yeah, dead body. Okay, this fellow's dead body is just sitting around there. Here's a microscope. You cannot use the microscope. It's just another thing that you can pick up and toss around if you want to. And the microscope does not break. In real life, a microscope is a delicate piece of scientific equipment, so please don't throw it around like this. But in the game, you can just throw it around all you want. It has no effect on anything whatsoever. Here's a book. Ooh. Nothing. Oh, I'm a bit ashamed because I probably should know what this says. Not because I speak Latin, but at least because I've played this game so many times. I should have looked this up at some point in time. I probably did look it up and then forgot. Nihil is nothing, like in nihilism. But the rest, well, I mean, necessitas, obviously, yeah, like necessary, but the rest, I just am not... Okay, somebody will probably translate it for us, so... Or maybe I'll put in the comments what it means. Here is a locked door. We could pick it with 2 lockpicks, but hold on. I think we have a better solution. Back here, MedLab closet key code. Nice. Alright, let's see what's in here. Let's check this box. Okay, just a med kit, but not too bad. Better than nothing. We're up to 6 med kits now. Alright, and anything interesting in here? Here's a houseplant, a book.
You old kidder.
Yeah, this is Jaime complaining about us interacting with his objects. So this is the UNATCO Handbook Appendix A, Origins of UNATCO. You can read this if you'd like. Here's a soda, which is now our soda, and there's nothing under the table.
Hey, JC.
You look like the real thing. They actually let you operate on people?
Just fixed Gunther's knee, in fact. A sticky actuator. So far, I feel more like a mechanic than a doctor.
I'm impressed.
They actually let you point a gun at people.
We'll have to catch up later. I've got to leave for New York right away. Could you send Manderly whatever it is he wants?
No problem. Listen, JC, about your augmentations. You know they're preparing to roll out the technology worldwide, right?
As long as I don't turn green and grow a pair of antennas, as I understand it.
Yeah, well, the design's pretty modular, which means you'll soon have access to upgrades from standard augmentation canisters.
Great. Have anything for me?
Not yet. But remember, if you find one of these canisters, that you need a medbot for installation.
I'll do that.
The canisters contain a colloid of ROM modules. Some are generic upgrades, others require you to make permanent choices about how to configure one of your subsystems.
It's about time they implemented some of this stuff.
That was just some baffle-gab. There's, I mean, don't read too much into the nanotechnology tech speak in this game. Yeah, I didn't mean to talk to Jaime just yet, but I got too close to him. And when JC gets close to a character with a talk trigger, they'll just automatically start talking. So anyway, what else do you have for us, Jaime?
One more thing before I go, since you've been briefed on my augmentations. What can you tell me about the info link?
Let's see, micro-receiver exostructure in the sulci, mechanocarbon threads on the axons. For queuing, you know, packet routing. Anything particularly interest you?
Is there a way to turn it off?
The info link?
Yeah, or is someone at UNATCO tuned in 24 hours?
These might sound a little funny, JC, but I'm not permitted to answer that question.
Your clearance is higher than mine?
Regarding your systems, I am your physician.
No big deal. I was just curious.
Some of the voice acting in this game is not the best quality, and Jaime's voice actor... I like Jaime as a character. He's a sympathetic character.
Carter's out the door and around the corner. He's got your stealth pistol.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Jaime's a sympathetic character, but his voice actor didn't quite nail the role, I don't think. And that last line there was supposed to be, "I am your physician," but instead he said, "I am your physician," which is the wrong way to emphasize the sentence. But anyway.
I think there's a medkit in the storage closet.
Oh, I already got that one. Thank you, sir.
You better head out.
All right. But of course, we can just go ahead.
Years of training and you're still all thumbs.
Yeah. Of course, we can read Jaime's emails right in front of him, because why not? Jaime's password is Amigo. I don't know what Jaime... I discussed before what Jaime's supposed to be in terms of ethnicity. Somebody said that he's from Spain. I'm a little bit skeptical of that idea, because there are not many people from Spain in America. I mean, most people with Spanish names are actually from Latin America. I mean, he could be Spanish. It's just really hard for me to tell. But my first guess wouldn't be Spain. My first guess would be not necessarily Mexico, but somewhere from Latin America. I mean, he could be from Spain, but who knows? Anyway, all right, whatever, who cares? So here's an email from Gunther Hermann to Jaime Reyes. Oh yeah, this is about Gunther's knee. Remember, he just, I think he was just complaining about, he just mentioned that he fixed Gunther's knee. So Gunther says, Dr. Reyes, welcome. UNATCO is having a need of a good surgeon. Which, let me add, I have a big pain in my knee. Sticking actuator. I can't fix it no matter how much lubricant. Please inform when an appointment can be made available. Gunther has been applying a lot of lubricant to himself, it seems. And here is, yeah, I think... Oh, I was going to say this was a mass mail, but no, this is not a mass mail. This was sent only to Jaime, so this is sent to Jaime as a medical specialist. You can read this if you'd like. It's just basic background information about nano-augmentations, which we don't really...
You better head out.
Don't need to read. I think we already know all that. Okay, let's move on. And let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to Mr. Jacobson.
You're getting warm.
Yes, sir. Let's turn on the light. Let's take this candy bar and this soda. And that is... this is a hint. That word there, Calvo, is Mr. Jacobson's password. But before we go logging into his emails, let's meet him first. Let's meet him first, and then we can start reading his emails. Project D-Book, which is a word that I only know from that movie, A Serious Man.
You're red hot. Looks like you found me.
Not yet. Alex is actually down those stairs there. I'm not actually at his location yet. Ah yeah, here we find out Gunther's password. Change German password to Zeitgeist. Next week I guess it'll be Schadenfreude. Strange guy. Oh, come on, it's not that strange to use words like that for... Anyway. Where's the, Where's the... I forget. Somewhere there's a, I think a poster or something with the number 2001 on it. I don't remember where now. Anyway, that's the code for this door here. So it's 2001. Obviously a reference to the movie, but I thought there was a poster next to the closet or somewhere around here showing that number. But anyway, we can pick up a couple of flares, which you don't really need because I never use them, but let's take them anyway. Here we have another bioelectric cell, and here we have a lockpick. Alright, fair enough. Not bad. Let's go ahead and take another candy bar and another soda, and let's read this newspaper. Gray Death, look to the sky. Okay, well, you can read that if you'd like. And the closet is hard to miss. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but something that you might miss on your first time around here is this. There is a little storage area in the floor here. We'll find out more about this later, but for now we can get some stuff. Office door key code. I think we had that one already. Cigarettes we don't need. Ooh, another weapon scope. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Sorry, I accidentally muted my audio for a second there. I always have a hard time getting the, on this laptop, I always have a hard time figuring out when I'm triggering the function key and when I'm triggering the other function of that function key. Anyway, Now I'm waiting an eternity for the game's menu to show up. Thank you. So let's see. We have only 2 weapons that we can put scopes on. So, and we have 2 scopes now, so I might as well just go ahead and scope both of these. Oh, actually, hold on. Jaime mentioned we're about to get a stealth pistol from Sam Carter. I wonder if I can put a scope on the stealth pistol. It might be worth doing that. Okay, let's hold off on the scope for just a second, on second thought. And what's in here? Ooh, 30-06 ammo for the sniper rifle. Always a welcome addition. We actually have 2 of these little panels here that we can open. Alright. Well, that was a little detour there. That was pleasant enough. Where's that 2001 poster? Is it around here? It's going to bug me now, because I know it, I thought it was supposed to be right here. It's weird. Okay, anyway. Here's another pinball machine, which does not move but makes a sound. Let's take another soda here, because what? Oh, I can't carry any more soda. How many do I have? I guess I have, yeah, 10. We can carry a maximum of 10 sodas. Well, that's a shame. Nothing back here. Nope. Alright. Alright, let's go down and meet Mr. Jacobson.
Like leading a mouse to cheese.
This thing is starting to give me a headache.
Don't worry, we shut it down when you go off duty.
Oh, so they
I
say.
guess I'll get used to it.
I'm Alex Jacobson, communications engineer.
I suppose you already know who I am.
Getting there. You're certainly quicker on the uptake than your brother Paul ever was.
Thanks.
Alright. So this is Alex, your fairly typical computer hacker kind of guy. You know, he's a pretty cool guy. This guy, he's pretty chill. You know,
Don't worry, I'll be watching your back.
Yes, thank you, sir. He's pretty chill and pretty cool, and he's pretty friendly and all that. He's a good guy. I don't think there's anything back here, is there? No, there's just that data cube here.
You're breaking my concentration.
Oh, sorry. Gosh.
It'll be interesting to see how the transmission sounds in Manhattan. You feel okay, JC? You're acting strange.
I'm not acting strange. I'm just being a cool hacker dude like you.
I bet I could jack you into an online jukebox. We'll have to try that.
I'd rather not, thank you.
It'll be interesting to see how the transmission sounds in Manhattan.
Alright, that's all Alex has to say for himself, for now. But let's go ahead and come over here and check out his computer. So again, A. Jacobson. Is that the Swedish spelling? I always mix those up. So there's a common spelling of names that end in S-O-N, and there's another one that ends in S-E-N. I believe S-E-N is the Danish spelling and S-O-N is the Swedish spelling, but I always forget. Anyway. Alright, and password is Calvo. Alright. So, let's see. Here's an email from Warlord. Hey man, got your how do you pronounce that? Occipital jack fixed yet? You've got to check out the Strike 4 demo. Whole motor control, total visual occlusion. Man, fireballs burn your face. Walls hurt when you hit them. Tactile textures everywhere. Volumetric humidity. What are you waiting for? Don't give me the national security crap. Jack in so I can whoop your ass. Cracks. Alright, something from Mr. Manderly. Thank you for keeping me informed of the recent hacker activity and your speedy response to same. I'm glad our security efforts were up to snuff. So, oh yes, and here's where you get all the logins and passwords. So, yeah, so there's Anna's password, Gunta's, Joseph Manderly's, Janice Reed's, Jaime Reyes, Sam Carter, and, yeah. So there you go. That's where you can get the passwords. Oh yeah, and here is Alex reminding himself that the locker code is 2001. Maybe that's how you're supposed to get it, but I seem to recall that there was a poster with the number 2001 on it. Maybe I mixed that up with this poster, which gives you Alex's password, and then you log into his... Alright, anyway, well, whatever. We got the codes in the end anyway. Let's move on, and it's about time to end the video, but I'll go ahead and just quickly say hi to Sam Carter, and then we can go ahead and think about ending the video. So here is Sam Carter.
At ease, Agent Denton.
General Carter, I read about the Merced operation in school. This is a great honor.
I'm not a general anymore. Just call me Carter.
I can't believe what the NSF did to your family.
Enough of that, soldier. We each have our troubles. I lost my children, but you've had to grow up without your parents, which requires more courage. I don't think it matters.
My parents died in a car accident. That's different.
I said that's enough. You have your own op and time is short. How about I issue you a stealth pistol?
That sounds fine. Thank you, sir.
What else do you think you'll need?
Alright, let's see now. We can say just give me ammo, or we can choose a lockpick or a nanotech tech tool. I probably will end the game with plenty of all of these to spare, but as you can see, I don't use a lot of ammunition. And since lockpicks will probably be something that I'll need, I usually go for the tech tool, but actually it doesn't really matter. Let's take a lockpick, why not?
A smart lockpick is always handy.
That's right. Infiltrate and evade. Engage only on your own terms. Now move out. Manderly's waiting.
Hey, what about that guy out front selling munitions? Is that allowed?
Oh, Kaplan, right. We've got some screwballs around here, but he's not the problem. It's whoever's been breaking into the armory.
Someone at UNATCO's a thief?
Yes, sir. And a damn good one.
Alright, that is that. I think we can stick around, and if we wait here a bit, Sam Carter will give off some other lines.
A pistol is more than adequate. Hell, I dispatched a whole platoon one time with a pocket knife.
Okay, that's a bit exaggerated there, but
a pistol is more than
okay.
Hell, I dispatched a whole platoon.
All right. Anyway, let me just quickly check. Can we actually read Sam Carter's emails from here? His password was antique, right? So S Carter and antique. Yeah, doesn't. I don't think you can actually read his emails in this game. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let me check our inventory one last time here, because we got that stealth pistol. I want to see if I can put a scope on it. Yes, I can. So the question is, do I want to put the scope? I have 2 scopes and 3 things I can put them on. Oh, I am so indecisive. I should probably just use the 2 scopes and be done with it. But like I said, I'm probably gonna hold on to them for the rest of the game. Oh man, it's sometimes a bit annoying when you're a natural maximizer, but that's just my nature. All right, so I guess that's it. I think we've seen pretty much everything here, haven't we? I'm trying to think if there's anything. Yeah, I mean, we saw everything. So, all right. So in the next video, we'll go back up and meet Manderly to get briefed for our next mission. In the meantime, it is time to save our game. Met everybody downstairs. And while I'm here, let me go ahead and quickly clean out some of these old games because we will not need all of these. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Alright, this has been another episode of Deus Ex. We've met everyone in the UNATCO building, and next time we will travel somewhere else and do some other cool, awesome stuff. I hope you'll join me at that point in time. Until then, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will talk to you all later.